I'll start with a direct question. Are you listening to this podcast while doing something else, or are you fully focused on what I'm saying? Don't worry, there's no wrong answer, more or less. If you're doing other things right now, like cooking or cleaning, that's called passive listening. If you're only listening to me and doing nothing else, that's what we call active listening. In this podcast, I want to talk to you about two very important ways of learning English efficiently. They're especially important for you to practice pronunciation. So, get ready for some active listening. If you've been following our podcast over the last few weeks, you know that listening to English is a really important part of learning the language. When we're children, we learn our first language by listening to sounds, words, and sentences. Then, we try to copy them and pronounce them perfectly. And it's the same when learning English, but often in schools and classes, we focus more on grammar and writing. Maybe this is why students around the world find pronouncing and speaking English words correctly really difficult. But don't worry, my team and I are here to help. And remember, in the Mosalingua apps, you can listen to flashcards all recorded by native speakers. To get better at listening, you need to practice. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to take a look at some of the best ways to do that. There are two types of listening, passive listening and active listening. These are super important for learning correct pronunciation in English. I'm going to explain what that means with some more practical examples. Imagine this. You're in the kitchen, you're having breakfast, you're helping your daughter with her work, and you're thinking about your own work as well. Maybe you're also listening to this podcast all at the same time. You can hear me, but you're not really understanding my whole message. Your mind is busy with a lot of other things. This is called passive listening. You hear what I'm saying, but you're not fully focused on comprehending what I'm saying. Now, imagine this. You're in a quiet room. There's no one to distract you. Your phone's on silent. There's nothing else that could turn your attention away from this podcast. Only thing you're doing is listening to this podcast, and you hear and understand much better. This is called active listening. You're 100% focused on what I'm saying. So which one is better? Both types of listening can help you learn English, but if you want the best results, active listening is the most effective. Many students think that passive listening is enough. There are many learning methods and techniques that actually promote this activity. And yes, it's definitely a great tool to get used to English sounds and pronunciation, but it won't help you understand the meaning of conversations, podcasts, videos, and TV shows. For example, if you're only passive listening, even in your native language, how much do you really understand? Not much. So, try to avoid passive listening if you can. For English immersion to really work, you really need to focus on the audio. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Here's some more tips to improve your immersion. You can also learn more about this topic by reading the article on our blog that you'll find in the episode notes. So to start, create a good listening environment. You really need to have the right environment when practicing active listening. This means that nothing and no one should be distracting you from your practice. Tell your family or friends not to disturb you, and make sure that you mute or turn off any devices that could be a distraction. Next, you want to limit your listening time. Practice active listening for shorter periods of time with maximum attention and concentration. Short sessions also help you stay motivated. And as you improve, you can extend the period of time. Lastly, take control. When listening to words in English, you need to associate them with their meaning, like we talked about a few episodes ago. You won't just magically understand a phrase by listening to it 100 times. It's really important to recognize key words and expressions and understand their meaning. For example, if you're studying with our MOSA series training, you'll find special lists of flashcards for each episode. That way, you know which words and phrases to focus on. Finally, don't be afraid to pause and repeat as much as needed. Like we always say, repetition helps you remember. So, let's recap. Here's how to put the tips from this episode into practice. You're going to always want to prefer active listening over passive listening. 10 to 15 minutes of active listening is always going to be better than 30 minutes of passive listening. You're also going to want to create a good learning environment. Next, take control. You're going to want to listen to about 20 minutes of English every day, and you can always choose from multiple available sources. And don't forget to take breaks. If you listen a lot, you can always pause to keep your mind fresh. Thanks for listening. To find out the next steps in our step-by-step English series, follow our channel. I also recommend trying Mosalingua, a fast, efficient way to learn English. The link to try it is in the show description.